Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totiro, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College. All right, let's analyze a Word document. Now, refresher, and I know this may sound silly, but let's talk about what a word processor does. It creates a document. It creates a Word document. I forgot what they called docs in Google, and people put information in there. Some of those documents can get very, very sophisticated where they may have links to other documents. They'll have graphics in there. They'll have a lot of text that you're going to have to read. We need to suspend reality a little bit. For us, we can't go through every single word and stuff like that inside a document. It'd just take too long. So we're just going to look for generally interesting information that might be pertinent, but each file, again, could take some time. So again, I just want to suspend reality just a little bit here. You may run into a document that's very, very long. I'll do some bragging here. Talk to anybody who's ever read a master's thesis or a dissertation. They're hundreds of pages long with footnotes and annotations and bibliographies and all this stuff. We really can't do that. So let's go up to my screen. Let's do a preliminary investigation analysis on a Microsoft Word document. All right, here's our old friend from previous demos. You'll notice that we have a deleted file here. We have if I'm not mistaken, a hidden file here. But let's go through this like really one step at a time here. Let's just do one or two. We're not going to do them all. So let's do the file that has Godzilla graphics. This does appear to be some kind of report about Godzilla. Looks to be a couple hundred lines long where it was created. Oh, look down here. Down here, it says it was generated by ChatGPT for somebody, Fred O. Rensix, at that particular email. That is pertinent information to this document. So let's go up to our report. And in our executive summary, we are going to just start off with Microsoft Word, spell it right, Word document. It's a proper noun. Consisting of a brief history of Godzilla. All right. And username Fred O. Rensix. Email forensics. Spell it right. 0930 at 0930 at gmail.com. All right, I'm going to bring over another little program real quickly. I'm not going to go through it, but this is a little online email checker where you can put an email address and say check it. Now, the reason I'm not bringing it up, if you want to see its demonstration, go to the Excel analysis video. I'm not bringing it up because it is restricted in the number of times you can do an email check because it's somewhat of a paid service. I believe it's like 5 emails in an hour you can check. But I would put the email there, and for our demonstration purposes, let's say we did that and it is now verified. So I'm going to indicate that this is verified. There is a black and white Godzilla image in document. All right. Clean some things up a little bit here while I have the chance. I'm going to move my hash value up there. And we'll clean that up in phase 3 just to make sure that we don't have any redundant data. If we go back to my earlier notes during just kind of moving stuff over, I've already begun to put stuff in here. I did put the Godzilla graphic in there. Okay. So as I will keep mentioning this, your executive summary, keep it brief, couple sentences, but in a real situation, it could be pretty verbose long. We were able to look at the text values associated with this document. What if we wanted to see if there's any particular formatting associated with this document? Say there was graphics and tables and all this other stuff. We're just looking at the text. All right, what I can do is I can say, right click on it, extract that given file, right? Maybe I want to deep dive. Maybe you have Word experts on staff, somebody who routinely looks through files. So I'm going to say save. And I'm going to open it up. Ignore the man behind the curtain for 1 second. See my different file structures. That's fine. There's nothing secret there. This is the case I'm working on. It's in Autopsy. Now what I'm doing is I am actually opening up the real document. And you can see has a little different formatting than just text. I have graphics in there. I have username. We can take this document, hand it off to somebody to do deeper analysis, right? We're not going to do that with this class. Now, whoops. For us, I'm just going to say, document available upon request. All right, so it lets them know we have the document. If we need to hand it over to them, I mentioned those in other videos. I can get all these documents out, make them appendixes to the back of the report, but I just don't want the report going that long. So you don't have to print out any documents and put them to the back of the report. Let's save it. All right, let's take a look at, while we're up here, just kind of quickly run through some of these other ones. All right, that appears to be another Word document. This one, wow, that appears to be an image. We saw this when I was organizing the data and moving things around. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to go to another, to a known Word document, and I'm going to go to hex. And the signature file does 5040B. I know from previous investigations that is a Word. And if I go to the Hoshino Coffee and I go to hex, and if I was to look up those signature files, obviously those are not a Microsoft Office signature file, I would discover that is a JPEG file, right? So at this point, I would go back to my report, go to that area. Where are you? All right. And at this point, I would write, this is a JPEG file with the wrong extension. And this is a .docx, right? So the wrong extension, but it is a JPEG file. As I'll make mention in this video and other videos, I like to do all my files all at once. For example, if I'm working on Excel files, I'm working on Excel files. If I'm working on Word files, I'm working on Word files. Working on images, I'll work on images. I don't like going down different paths because if you've known me long enough, I can get caught down that rabbit hole. Oh, I'm working on Excel, but I discover an image, and then I find something about that image, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I personally believe you kind of block your files. You're in the mindset of Word, work on the Word. If you're in the mindset of Excel, you work on Excel. When you get to the mindset of images, you work on the images. So let's do a quick recap. I'll get back to the talking head here. Each of these files, we may turn them over to experts to really kind of look into the content of those files. There is something called linguistic forensics, where sometimes it's linguistics forensics, sometimes it's forensics linguistics, where people can read documents and determine basically who wrote those documents. I believe I've talked it in other videos. It's one of the ways they captured Ted Kaczynski's. They published his manifesto in the newspaper, and his brother recognized his handwriting. That was step one. Step 2, 3, 4,000, they turned those files over to the FBI. The FBI compared his manifesto with known works. He was a published professor, so there were known works by him, and they compared and say, you know what, the linguistics, how he wrote these are either the same or very, very similar. So that gave them probable cause. So turning over these type of Word documents to look at content, yeah, that's normal. You as a forensic investigator, you're looking at bits and bytes, right? You're not worried, you are worried, but you're looking at bits and bytes. You're not doing the investigation. What if you brought up a Word document to you appears to be creepy, right? Linguistic forensics investigators say, no, that's a poem by so-and-so. It's not a big deal. So we're gathering data, we're analyzing data, we are creating our executive summaries. If somewhere in the executive summary, the investigator says, that's of interest to me, that is on them. So that being said, we got more to investigate.